you want an order flow-based edge that actually performs month on month, but you're unsure where to start? Today, we'll break down the 5 key concepts you need to master, starting with aggressive versus passive participants.
This video is for educational purposes only. Trading involves significant risk, and you may lose more than your initial capital.
Before anything else in order flow makes sense, you need a clear grasp of one idea: the difference between aggressive and passive participants. It's simple once you see it, but most people never slow down enough to actually understand it. Aggressive participants are the traders who hit the market buy or market sell button. This means they accept the best available price right now and enter their position immediately. A market buy lifts the best ask, meaning the trader buys at the current lowest offer to sell. Once that offer is taken, the next available asking price is higher, so the ask has effectively been lifted. A market sell, on the other hand, hits the best bid, the highest price a buyer is currently willing to pay. In order flow terminology, these traders are said to cross the spread. Passive participants do the opposite. They place limit orders and wait. Their orders form the best bid and best ask, the prices aggressive traders interact with. So every time an aggressive buyer trades, they're buying from a passive seller, and every aggressive sell trades into a passive buyer. Once you see this relationship, you start to understand why price moves. If aggressive buyers keep lifting the best ask faster than new passive sellers appear, price steps upward to the next available seller. That's the basic engine behind every candle on your chart. Most traders never think about who is on each side of their trade. Now you do. And this one idea creates a foundation that makes every other part of order flow much easier to understand. Let's build on it. Before we move forward, let's anchor one idea from the last section. When aggressive buyers lift the best ask faster than new passive sellers step in, price moves up. That relationship is the basic engine of price movement. But sometimes that doesn't happen. And this is where one of the most important order flow concepts comes in: absorption. Absorption is what we see when aggressive traders execute heavily in one direction, but price refuses to move. Here's what's actually happening beneath the surface. Passive participants keep adding limit orders at the same price, fast enough to take the other side of all that aggressive flow. If aggressive buyers keep lifting the ask, but passive sellers continually refresh their limit orders, the buying pressure gets absorbed. Price holds. This creates a key inflection point. You can almost think of it as a quiet tug of war. Whichever side can sustain their behaviour longer eventually wins, and price moves their way. You'll sometimes see heavy aggressive selling at the bottom of a range. Large red delta, lots of market sells, yet price barely moves. That's usually a sign sellers are running out of fuel, while passive buyers are absorbing everything. More often than not, this sets the stage for a reversal. So how do you actually spot absorption in real time? There are multiple tools for this: delta footprint charts, CVD, big trades, and more. For example, on a delta footprint, you might see strong positive delta at the top of a range, clearly a lot of aggressive buying, but the market doesn't break higher. That almost always suggests passive sellers are sitting there in size. Or, with a big trades tool, you may see clusters of large aggressive sells into the lows, but no continuation. That's absorption from passive buyers. Then, as soon as an aggressive buyer steps in, price finally rotates. As you get comfortable identifying these moments, you'll start to realize just how much insight they give you. You're not just watching candles anymore, you're reading the intentions of the participants behind them. This is where the narrative of order flow becomes practical, actionable, and incredibly powerful. Now that you understand absorption, we can build on it with a concept that deepens this narrative even further. Let's move into the next idea. This next idea sits naturally after absorption. It's the continuation of the same order flow story. So let's build from the example we just covered. If aggressive sellers have been hammering the bid, but passive buyers keep stepping in and absorbing everything, price eventually stops falling and starts to turn. Now, here's the crucial part. All of those aggressive sellers who entered during that absorption at the low are now holding short positions that are immediately at a loss. And as price moves higher, the pressure on them increases. At some point, those traders have to exit, and the only way to exit a short is to buy back the contracts they sold. Sometimes that buyback is a deliberate market order. Sometimes it's a stop loss being triggered. But either way, it shows up in the tape the same: aggressive buying. And just to be clear, although stop losses feel like orders sitting in the book, they aren't. They're just instructions to the broker: execute at market once price reaches a level. That's why they count as aggressive orders. So now we have a group of sellers who've become trapped, forced to buy back at increasingly worse prices. Their exits add more buying pressure, widen the imbalance, and often create sharp, fast moves, especially in areas where lots of traders tend to place their stops, such as just beyond obvious highs and lows. And this is where the narrative becomes powerful for us. If you can spot where traders are being trapped, often by watching absorption on the footprint, just like we covered earlier, you're positioning yourself ahead of those forced exits. That's how you catch the explosive follow-through. Let's take this one step further, because the next concept tightens this story even more. There's an important caveat to everything we've discussed about the interaction between aggressive and passive participants. Up to now, we've assumed we can actually see the passive orders, sitting in the DOM or appearing on a heat map. But in reality, some of the biggest players in the market, like institutions, do not want to reveal their true size. So instead of placing one large, obvious limit order, they break it into many smaller ones that continuously refresh. These are called iceberg orders. In other words, you only ever see the first small piece of the true order in the book. The rest stays hidden beneath the surface. Each time an aggressive trader trades into that visible portion, it's instantly replenished with more hidden size, so price never moves, even though it looks like the order book is thin around that area. For example, imagine aggressive buyers repeatedly lifting what appears to be a small amount of ask liquidity, yet the ask never thins out, and price refuses to move higher. That consistent refresh is a strong sign there's an iceberg seller absorbing all that buying. The same logic applies on the bid. If aggressive sellers keep hammering the bid, but it won't drop, and the liquidity keeps returning, chances are you're looking at an iceberg buyer. This matters enormously when you're studying the DOM or heat map to locate liquidity. The largest and most important liquidity might be the part you can't see. On a delta footprint, you'll often notice huge positive or negative deltas stacking up at a single price, while the market refuses to break through. That's hidden size doing its job to hold price in place. And once you start studying this on your charts, something becomes clear. Icebergs often mark defended levels. Past iceberg levels can become key pivots for future trades. Identifying iceberg orders helps you understand where the real size is positioned and which levels truly matter, even when the market is designed to hide them. Now that you understand this concept, you're developing a much clearer picture of how buyers and sellers actually interact beneath the surface. The final concept will help tie everything together and show you when the most explosive moves tend to occur. Now that you understand aggressive versus passive participants, absorption, and trapped traders, we can tie it all together with one of the most powerful concepts in order flow: balance and imbalance. At any moment, the market is either in balance or out of balance. Balance is what we saw earlier in absorption. Aggressive sellers keep selling, but passive buyers match them. Or aggressive buyers keep buying and passive sellers keep refreshing. The market is two-sided and volume builds up. You'll usually see this on a footprint as thick, heavy clusters of volume. And on a volume profile, these become high volume nodes, areas where the market agrees on value. But when that balance breaks, when passive participants finally get overwhelmed or simply step aside, you get imbalance. And this is where things get interesting. In an imbalance, price moves quickly because it doesn't need much participation to move. On a volume profile, these areas show up as low volume nodes, zones the market moved through quickly on its way to find the next place where buyers and sellers are willing to trade. Some of you may know about fair value gaps. This is essentially the same thing, and it's where the idea of fair value gaps has come from, but looking at the footprint or volume profile gives much more accurate readings. These imbalanced moves are where some of the best opportunities come from. If you learn to spot them, you can often catch the continuation move by entering on a pullback to the imbalance. Once you start recognizing where the market is balanced, where it's imbalanced, and how it transitions between the two, the entire structure of price movement becomes much clearer, and your ability to anticipate the next move improves massively. By now, you've built a full picture of how price actually moves beneath the surface. The push and pull between aggressive and passive participants, how absorption shapes turning points, how trapped traders fuel explosive continuations, how hidden size steps in through icebergs, and finally, how markets shift between balance and imbalance. Most traders never think at this level. They just look at candles, but you are now looking at the behavior that creates the candles, and that puts you miles ahead of where you were before this walkthrough. If you found this valuable, and you want to keep sharpening your edge with more deep dive order flow concepts, make sure you like the video and subscribe so you don't miss the next one. Now go back, rewatch any parts you need, and start applying this framework in your charts. The more you practice seeing these interactions, the clearer the market becomes. See you in the next one.